episode of Sal Says What. We are on our 31st episode. That's right, we've done 30 episodes of Sal Says What / Sal's Comic Roundup. We're clearly still not at Funny Books yet, but next week we should be back. This Thursday will be our 3rd episode of our sister show Back Issues, where we are at the store, so check that out and go to funnyrama.com to learn more about that great comic book store. But the book I want to talk about today is Marvel's She-Hulk by Charles Soule and Javier Pulido. She-Hulk is such a fun character, and there's such great potential for her to have a really thrilling, terrific series. Dan Slott revitalized her book about 10 years ago, but I feel like Civil War kind of derailed the series into unpublishability. He really explored the duality between the Jennifer Walters attorney, She-Hulk career superhero characters, and really made something interesting, a good marriage, a good blend for that character. Unfortunately, the tie-ins and the expansive horseshit nonsense of Marvel Civil War kind of detracted and distracted readers from the main point that I think Slott was going for. But she's back once again with her ongoing series that just dropped in February with art by Javier Pulido and written by Charles Soule. A fun element of Jennifer Walters / She-Hulk's dual identity is that she is a lawyer, not unlike Marvel's other resident attorney / superhero, Daredevil. This is such a great idea and such a great character trait for her, but it's so hard to really pin down. Mark Waid and Brian Michael Bendis did a great job with their own runs on Daredevil to really pin down Matt Murdock as a lawyer and really make it a character-defining trait. For me, it feels like nobody really knows how to give Jennifer Walters her due, or at least nobody has been able to in the last decade or so. I think in part it's actually because she's been around for a good long time. She's been all manner of things. She's been a bimbo, a feminist, a Fantastic Four member, an Avenger, a career superhero, a super-themed lawyer, and just a regular attorney at law. So there's so much going on with the character, it's hard to pin down exactly what makes She-Hulk tick. There's really no defining element to the She-Hulk character. It sucks because she really should be a major player in the Marvel Universe, and she should be one of the major characters that Marvel Cinematic should be looking to adapt, I think, personally. I think it's up there with Carol Danvers and She-Hulk could be really, really tight Marvel movies. Charles Soule does a really nice job in the writing to give Jennifer Walters / She-Hulk her clear, strong voice. It's believable, and I buy it. Javier Pulido on art really is an interesting choice given his style. It's very reminiscent of Jack Kirby / John Romita Sr., and it gives the book kind of like a timeless, nostalgic quality to it that makes you kind of feel like you're reading an old issue of Fantastic Four. This is probably in part due to the major players and the characters who appear in this series. We've got classic villains and old school heroes that gives the book kind of a nostalgic feel while being in a contemporary setting. I should say that the first issue is the strongest in terms of art. Particularly over the last 2 issues, I feel like the door swings both ways when it comes to the old school art style. There's a stiffness and an uncanny valley kind of feeling that really hurts the action and also kind of makes She-Hulk lose a little bit of her femininity. She regains it when she's powered down as Jennifer Walters, so I feel like there might actually be some intention behind that. It could actually be more experimental, especially when you consider the panel layouts that Pulido is playing with. On dialogue-heavy scenes in particular, he really is trying to play with that space and try something interesting. One strength that I will say about Pulido's art as well is that he really gives each character very distinct individuality. The cover art by Kevin Wada is just awesome, and miles ahead of the prior cover art by Greg Horn. It's cool, it's modern, it's interesting, and it's also really great to look at. If you haven't seen Kevin Wada's art, I recommend you look him up and check it out, because it's really something to behold. She-Hulk is a monthly series put out by Marvel. You can pick it up at your friendly neighborhood comic book store, or you can pick it up online through digital download on Comixology.com. Please be sure to like us and click the subscribe button if you want to see more of the stuff that we do, and you can always stop by LittleHouseOnline.com to see more. You can click over here to see the last episode of Sal Says What, and you can stop by FunnyRama.com to see our friendly neighborhood comic book store, Funny Books Comics and stuff in Lake Hiawatha, New Jersey. We're going to be coming back to that store next week, so don't you worry. And stay tuned on Thursday for an all-new Back Issues. Thanks a lot, everybody. See you next time.